Okay, so what I'm going to be showing here today is how to set up a Flutter project to work with Azure DevOps. So this is a very simple project here on that I will share the source code, but this is basically the simple counter incrementer. Nothing really much changed in here besides that. But what I have added in here is this file at the root folder called Azure Pipelines YAML. And you will see at the top, it sets up a few things, tells you when the builds should trigger. And it says basically whenever you're going to update or merge into main or develop, that's when it's going to run. And then it's also going to do a daily run at this time. And then I also set up for future purposes some variables that I will show you that where you would put some variables for doing things during the deployment. One thing to pay attention here is the VM, the pool. So if you're using a cloud-based build machine, you would specify, for example, Ubuntu latest. You can specify your own private pool of servers to do the build. That can be done, or you can just use the free Ubuntu cloud machines that are made available through Azure. And here, just going to explain what's going on in this small little YAML script. We're going to specify the job, and then here we're doing a checkout of the current Git repository where this is actually located. We're going to specify the version of the Flutter SDK that we're going to use. We're going to just display some Flutter Docker information. Then we're going to pull the dependencies. This is what it's going to do is update the timestamp that's pointed to on the web index. So if I look at what this does here, it will look for the web index HTML file and then add a parameter to the Bootstrap JS to have a current timestamp. And if you look at how it is right now, and look on the bottom, you can see that it's set this way. And what it's doing is that it's going to add a parameter here that will force basically any kind of web browsers to see that this is now changed, and then it needs to pull a new version of this content. And you do this whenever you're updating the website of this Flutter app. So what we're going to do is, as you know, that you can run this app as either a web application or an Android application or iOS application. So after we do this timestamp dart, then we're going to install some tools that we'll use later on. But here we compile the Android. And if you're going to eventually upload the Android builds to the Google Play Store, then you would use App Bundle instead. But for this video purpose, I'm just going to use APK build. And then here we're building the web. And then we're going to copy all the artifacts for the web and then put them into an artifact section. And then this is how we specify the artifacts. And then later on, in the Azure DevOps pipeline, you can specify that you're going to deploy this artifact to some web servers.
Subscribe to my channel and like my video to support my work.
So when you put this all together and you include this inside of a Azure DevOps project, so this is how it looks like in a DevOps Azure project. And this will be, this is also publicly accessible to be seen. I will put the link for this as well in the description of this video. But when I make a change to basically the main branch or the develop branch, it will kick off a build you'll see here in the pipeline section. And you can see that the most recent one was just done just recently. And when it ran, you can see that it did a full complete run. You can see each step. And then here you can see that at the end of the Android build, it did it successfully. And you can see that it actually generated the APK file. We did nothing with it right now. But like I said, we would develop, if you wanted to develop it to go directly to the Google Play Store, you would do the app bundle and then upload the app bundle directly to the Play Store. And you can do that through the pipeline as well. And I will show that in a subsequent future video. And then here we do the web build. You can see that the web build is done successfully and it's all there. And then we copy all the files and put it, we're eventually going to name it here, CI artifact. And then when you actually want to release it, you can see that there was a successful build that was done in conjunction with the last build. But here there is, since there were no connected Linux deployment machines for this build, it did not deploy. But in the future video, I will show this running again with a connected Linux build machine for actually unpackaging the artifacts and then putting all those files into a web server. Okay, so take a look at this, and then I will also show that when this pipeline does fully run and does succeed, I will also show in a future video that we can upload this Android build directly to the Google Play Store.